In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 4 productivity secrets that unlock motivation. The only thing that is standing between where you are right now and where you want to be is your lack of ability to do the thing that needs to be done. Okay, we have access to all of human knowledge at our fingertips at the speed of light. So a lack of information is never an excuse. Okay, it's a lack of implementation that is holding you back from creating a life that you love. Okay, and productivity is the ability to reliably get things done. Okay, and if you are not reliably getting things done, it's because you're motivated to do something else. Understand that motivation is not about pumping you up, about hyping you up. Motivation is your motive for action. When you procrastinate, you're motivated to procrastinate. When you watch porn, you're motivated to watch porn. Even though you don't want to, your brain has basically become hijacked into favoring this particular reward. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you the 4 secrets that can help you basically be like the antivirus for your mind, so that you can get rid of these mind viruses that are making you do the things that you don't want to be doing, and then open up the possibility for you to direct your energy towards the things that would allow you to create a life that you love. Okay, now the first thing is to be creative rather than reactive. I would say that 99% of people that own smartphones, they check their smartphone the first thing they do when they wake up. If that's you, then understand that there is room for improvement in terms of you rewiring the dopamine reward system in your brain. Okay, so the reason that we do anything is because of dopamine. Dopamine is the hormone, it's the neurotransmitter that actually motivates human behavior. The only reason that you repeat a certain behavior a certain number of times, regardless of whether you want to or not, if there's a recurring behavior pattern in your life, the only reason is because you get a dopamine fix from it. So the only reason that I make videos every single day is because I get a dopamine fix from it. The only reason that you check your phone first thing in the morning, every single morning, is because you get a dopamine fix from it. So my suggestion is to switch from getting that dopamine fix from reacting, from consuming things outside of you, from getting that fix of notifications on your phone, on to creating something. It's going to take time to rewire your brain, but the fact is that our brains have become hijacked by all the stimulus out there. Okay, the only reason that you do something that you don't want to be doing, you say you don't want to eat sugar, but you binge on it. Why is that? It's because you've been hacked. You've been hacked by the food industry. And if you say that you want to check your phone less, but you continue to check it anyway, it's because your brain has become hacked. Okay, so these companies are leveraging fundamental human nature, which is the desire to move towards pleasure, and away from pain. Okay, that is dopamine, and that is what drives our behavior. And when our dopamine reward system has become wired to favor that instant gratification in the moment from consumption, then we keep repeating it even though it's not serving us in the long term, because the brain is the same brain that our ancestors had 200,000 years ago. And in that day and age, instant gratification is what kept them alive. If they found a fruit tree and they just binged it all because they never knew if they're going to get their next meal from anywhere. Okay, so of course that's not the issue that we face in today's day and age. So the first thing you do in the morning, create. Personally, the first thing I do in the morning is Wim Hof breathing. I get myself hyped with some breath work. I do some push-ups, like 100 push-ups. Then I take a shower, and then I get into my creative work. That's my ideal situation. I'm not saying that there are not days that I go and sit on the pot and use that as an excuse to scroll my phone. I'm not saying that I'm 100% following through with the optimal morning routine, but part of the reason that I make these videos is so that I can re-emphasize in my own mind what I need to do rather than what is the easy thing to do right now. Okay, so if you just switch from your framework of being reactive first thing in the morning, where you set the foundation and the momentum towards just being reacting to other people's agendas, reacting to the stimulus coming in, reacting to your phone, reacting to your notifications, onto creating your life's path, creating some work that you know you're supposed to create, into doing the thing that needs to be done that will move you towards where you want to go, before putting anything in, before consuming anything, that will be a game changer for your productivity and really rewire your motivation for doing things that are creative, that are expressive, that are productive. You're producing something rather than getting the reward from consuming something. Okay, so that's going to change the game for you. Now, the second productivity secret leads up from this one, the previous one, and that is to practice fasting. Okay, if you don't consume any food and just focus on what work needs to be done right now in front of you, then you will drastically improve your productivity. Okay, there's a lot of people that talk about the physiological benefits of intermittent fasting. I'm one of those people. I've been fasting for like more than 5 years at this point. But in terms of the productivity, when you are not eating food, you're not digesting food. Okay, digestion is one of the most resource intensive functions in our body. I think most of us fail to even comprehend the magic of this digestion process. It's like you eat some food, that food becomes your body through some magical process, right? Sadhguru, he's like, yo, if I get some bread over here and I turn this bread into a human, what would you call me? God. Yeah, he's like, your digestive system is doing that like every single day, man. So don't discount the importance of your digestion. But when we binge on these carbs, when we eat a lot of fruit as well, even protein, if you eat too much of it, it takes time to digest. It takes energy, time, resources to digest. And those resources then cannot be allocated towards being productive, toward the thing that you know you need to do. Okay? Now, if you become hungry during this time, I would recommend you go for a black coffee. You can even go for a bulletproof coffee, which is black coffee with butter and MCT oil. That's going to help further put you into ketosis. But you can eat fat, okay? You can eat a couple of eggs. You can eat an avocado maybe, but don't overdo it if you get hungry. Ideally, don't eat anything. Don't consume anything. Do the work that needs to be done and then reward yourself with eating something. That's going to definitely change the game for you as well, okay? And like I said, you can opt for some fats. That won't drain your energy too much. You can opt for bulletproof coffee. You can opt for water, tea. Just don't eat anything. And that's going to drastically change your productivity and you will stop experiencing that afternoon crash, which so many people go through. Okay. Now, the third productivity secret to unlock your motivation is that of getting clear on your purpose. Okay, it sounds cliche, but at the end of the day, I look at my own journey looking at the past few days. When I first got started in internet marketing and creating an affiliate marketing business, I was grinding, I was hustling, I was drinking like 3 coffees a day just to do the thing that I needed to do. Now, why is it that I was so dependent on these external substances to actually do the work? It's because that work was not in alignment with who I am. That work was draining me, and therefore I needed energy from outside to continue fueling that work. Okay, so many times we feel tired not because we've done too much, it's because we've done too little of what actually makes us feel alive. Okay, at this point, when I make a video, I get more energy from it than from not doing it. When I don't do a video, I actually feel weird inside. So at this point, it's part of who I am, where if I don't make a video every single day, I just feel like something's off, right? But when I make a video and right after this, I feel better. I'm like better in my interactions. I have more energy because I've given more energy, all right? You're like generating more energy. So ask yourself, what activities in your life give you more energy versus drain you of energy? And the activities that are draining you of energy, sometimes we have to do them, man. Like when you get started on the journey, like you have to do things that are not in alignment with who you are, because that's just setting the momentum in the right direction. And also, it's like, when I first started making videos, it wasn't like this, right? I had to force myself. Even though I knew I had to be making videos, I still had to force myself. I had to exert a lot of willpower. There was a lot of resistance. But once on the other side of that resistance, you experience that freedom, okay? So understand that when you are doing things that drain you rather than actually empower you, then that is a signal for you to realign your focus and get clear on whether you are actually living in alignment with your life's purpose right now, or you have succumbed to external programming whereby you think you have to do something, you think you should do something, rather than what you know deep in your soul, what you are here to do, okay? Now, the fourth productivity secret to unlock your motivation is be very aware of your environment, okay? And most particular of the people that are around you. If you are striving to embody particular values and the people around you are not in alignment with that, it would be very difficult for you to be in alignment with that, right? If you're trying to quit smoking and all your friends are smokers, it's pretty much impossible for you to quit smoking. If you're trying to quit drinking, it's pretty much the same thing, right? On the flip side, if you surround yourself with people who are already embodying those values better than you, then it would be even easier for you to go ahead and do that. Okay, this is something that I went through myself. Like, that's why I left my original home country, because I wasn't around the people that were actually living up, or even thinking about the values that I wanted, to maximize my impact on humanity, to maximize my own productivity, to become who I really am, to continue making improvements, to be conscious of what I put inside my body, right? To be conscious at the end of the day is the most important thing for me, to just be aware of everything that I do and why I do it. And when you are around unconscious people, then you will be mirroring those neurons, you will be engaging in those behaviors as well, even though you know that you don't want to, because it's like you're getting hacked by the environment. Okay, so be very clear and be very aware of what you allow into your headspace, whether it's people, whether it's TV, whether it's magazines, whether it's media. Like, whatever you allow into your headspace will end up affecting your behavior, it will end up affecting your state of being. So just maintain consciousness and maintain your awareness on what needs to be done if something is not serving you, right? And move into creating the experiences, creating the environments that you allow those vibrations of people, of ideas, of places to seep in that actually serve you. Okay, so those are the 4 productivity secrets. If you implement them, you will unlock your motivation to do the right thing over the easy thing and continue moving in the direction of creating your ideal destiny. All that being said, this has been Mo, and I will see you in the next video.